Hey, hey everybody. How's everyone doing today? It's great to have folks joining us from around the world. I'm here in London, and Shirley, where are you calling in from?
I am here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Fantastic. It's not quite as cold as it was
No,
last
it is
week.
way nicer now. It is rainy and drizzly, but it's not
Yeah,
cold. So
I think it's not much escape from that. Well, I hope it's sunny and warm wherever you're joining us from, because today we're going to be sharing some of the exciting new developments that we've just rolled out and what we're calling Mote 2.0. So perhaps you've seen some of this, perhaps you haven't already, but hopefully we're going to answer some questions that you've got, show you some cool new features, and make this a great conversation. So I'm going to start by sharing a video that we put together to kind of announce and tell the story as to how we've gotten here, and we'll talk a little bit more about it after the video. So without further ado, here's the video.
Every teacher knows this feeling. You have so much to give, but the demands never stop. Meeting increasingly diverse student needs and delivering lessons that reach every learner can feel impossible. But now there's Mote. Mote is a Chrome extension that offers educators and learners 3 powerful tools in a single, easy-to-use product: Read Aloud, voice recording, and translation. Mote Read Aloud offers natural human-like text-to-speech on any website and is designed to integrate within essential education apps. Mote's human-like voices make listening to content engaging and enjoyable, while a super simple user experience is accessible for learners of every age and ability. Mote voice recording allows educators to personalize feedback and messages for students, and also empowers students to use their voice to develop storytelling and public speaking skills. Mote's easy-to-use integrated text and audio translation in more than 50 languages is perfect for English language learners. Students can use Mote to translate both web content and voice messages from their teachers and from other students.
I love to use Mote to help with differentiation in the classroom for students that need assistance with listening to instructions. I use it for them to listen. I also like to use it like if I have something written on the slide, I record myself or use the Mote attachment where I can copy and paste into it to generate a recorded voice.
Become a champion of diverse classrooms by heading to mote.com to start your free trial today.
Ta-da! Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. What do you think of that video, Shelley?
I love it. I think it showcases all of the awesome things that are happening here at Mote, and the sidebar is just so easy. So
Okay,
nice.
Brilliant. Yeah, well, we have a couple of different videos we've been making, and so I thought that was a good one to share. So we're going to be talking through all of those new features and answering any questions. We've had a few questions already submitted, so I'm going to just crack on, and I'm going to start by sharing a few slides. So Shelley, you are welcome to stay with me and jump in if I miss anything important. All right.
Sounds good.
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce this Mote sidebar, right? Now, there are 2 ways to access the Mote sidebar. The main one is simply by opening the Chrome extension that just so instead of just showing the old Mote extension window, essentially what happens is you see this sidebar. And with the sidebar, we're going to be talking through each of these functionalities. You can play the page. So that is where you would have a whole bunch of text that you want to click and just play the whole text. Second is to use a function we call the select area. And that is really helpful. If there's a specific area of the page, could also be embedded in a video, sorry, in an image. So you can actually read any text on the page, even if it's embedded in a video, in an image. And that also works on PDFs, and maybe we'll share a little bit of that later as well. And then Create Mote is this third one that you can click on. And actually, I'm gonna open the. Here we go. We can actually see it on the page here. So what you'll see is that's play page, that's select area to read, to create Mote. And actually, if I click on that, you'll see this is that classic Mote extension window that everyone's familiar with. So you can record, you can click to generate a Mote, and you can even upload a Mote using that.
So that's the cool thing too. I think I had questions the other day about someone saying, wait, is Mote changing completely? And I was like, no, we're just getting better. Like it's just getting better. It's not, you still have your original functions that you've always had.
Yeah, it's a really good point, because here in slides, I mean, I can click on this and I can access slides recorder and I can insert. That hasn't changed, and none of the existing Mote integrations have changed or really been removed. It's just adding more functionality, but again, trying to do that in a way that doesn't make life more complicated for students, doesn't make life more complicated for teachers. Hopefully we're adding things without getting in the way. So that really is our philosophy. And we are going to try and figure out how to elegantly add more functionality, but again, without making this feel overwhelming, because we know there are some products out there that, for good reasons, maybe have added lots of functionality, but it does sometimes make that product less usable. So we have really tried to make this as usable and easy to use as possible. So let us take a look at some of this functionality. So the first thing I wanted to show is this play page function. Now, to do that, the cool thing is I have this demo here. We were just playing earlier. Annoyingly, we're not very good at displaying the audio, but I've got a couple of canned demo videos I'm going to show. But in this case, hopefully what you can see is happening. We're clicking on that play page button, and what's happening is it'll immediately start playing the text on the page. And it will cycle through the text on the page. And you may be able to see here, we have these little purple play buttons that appear on the page. And I'm going to show you actually on this next page how that will work in practice. So you probably won't be able to hear the audio, but you'll be able to see it. And I'll slow it down and show you what's happening. So I'm going to click play. Now, I assume you can't hear that audio, can you?
No, but it's a really nice human-like voice.
It's a very human-like. It's a very proper London English accent as well. So here I have these various sort of UK English accents. But as you can see here, we have a load of different accents. We have a load of different voices, all of which are really high quality, cloud-based, AI informed. So these are using similar sort of technology to the generative AI technology that you've seen, using neural technology. But these are really high quality voices, and we've had lots of great feedback on those. A lot of people's favorite is Ava, so we sort of made her top of the list here. And so again, if I were to click now, that would start from the top and read again. So you can see here, I've got this little play button here. Now I could select any particular text on the page like that, and so so now obviously I'm in sort of this reading state. But if I were to say select this here, I can then also click play. Yeah, so I can hear that, so that you can't. But what you can see, obviously, as it's speaking, the correct word is being highlighted, which is one of those features that's been proven time and time again to be super helpful for learners to understand and to improve their reading over time. So this is great, not just for the students, frankly, who have the IEP or 504 plan requirements. This is just a great literacy reading support tool.
It's just best for all kids.
So that is how this works. So again, I can click, and if this were a larger page, if we were in a Google Doc, you might see there's all the different paragraphs on the page. You'll have these little purple play buttons against each paragraph, and you can navigate between these different parts of the page really, really easily. So that is that functionality. That's the play page functionality. So now I wanted to show you what we call the select area. But I am going to use, we have a video prepared by the amazing Britt Horn. I'm going to throw that on screen, and you guys should be able to hear as Britt demos. So let's go.
I love that the select area tool works on multiple platforms. And here's just a quick demo. I'm going to choose select area to read. And what's awesome about this, I'll show you, this is actually an image. So it's not reading just text on a Google slide, but this is reading an image here.
Antenna.
And it's user-friendly, and the voice sounds really great. So once again, this is just an image that it was reading. It also works in popular tools. I know one that we use a lot is Canva. So I'm going to go ahead and demo this in Canva. I'm going to select the text that I want read.
The caterpillar forms a hard shell around itself called a chrysalis.
And I love how the voice is human-like, just like it is in Read Aloud. And this is going to work across platforms, on websites, within LMSs, in Google Docs, Google Slides, anywhere on the web, you're going to have access to this tool.
There you go. Listen to Brit. Brit knows best. So that was a great demo. And of course, you could hear the audio as she was explaining that. So it's a really nice feature, and I think you can see examples here in this sort of GIF that's playing. It works great in places like quizzes in Canvas. I think this is using a Canvas quiz, or maybe even some of the sort of state level testing quizzes. I know folks have got to help students to prepare. So almost any website this will work with, including PDF pages, and I'll show a little demo of that later on as well.
This is probably my favorite upgrade to the Mote Read Aloud, is just the select area option. I can see it being helpful for so many students.
Yes, and one thing I will say, one limitation that we have right now is it only works with English. So unlike regular Read Aloud, which works great, you just have to choose different language, which will read aloud in almost any language that your students have. With that select area, right now it just works in English. But we are working on extending and supporting exactly every other language. It's there are some technical reasons, but trust me, it's all in track. So that is the select area functionality. And next, we're going to see this was the example that Britt showed. And then we're going to talk about translate. So translate is another one of our new functionalities. Really proud of. Now, for quite some time, almost since Mote launched, we had translation capability built into the Mote kind of voice recording experience. So if you had a transcript, if you had the text to speech or speech to text enabled, then your recipients could translate it. In fact, you could translate it before you sent it to people. And so I'm going to select this text here and just show you how easy it is now to use translation. Of course, I'm going to hope that the demo gods aren't against me. I might have to refresh my page. Maybe it's something funny going on here. But basically, while that's refreshing, pretty much anything on this page, I'll be able to translate once I've got my Mote Chrome extension open. So let me try that one more time. There we go. Now I did just install. Let me just try this. There we go. Okay, thank you. That's better. So what you can see, the reason why I could see this translate button changed from sort of grayed out to being visible. And so it's saying, yep, okay, you've got some text selected. So now I'm going to translate that, and I'm going to choose, let's say, Spanish, US Spanish, and then I can click to listen.
Oh, I thought I was going to be able to hear it.
And you couldn't hear it, no?
No.
That is sadly the story of today, that the streaming platform we're using won't take the audio, but I could hear it. So again, students can translate the text, can translate the audio, which is and it's just very easy to use, integrated into the sidebar. And I think what we're trying to do again is not translate everything, right? So obviously there are ways and means you could translate the entire document nowadays. That's really easy. But then we also hear from teachers, you want your students to be on this learning journey to strengthen their English skills as well. And so we want to scaffold that language learning. We want to encourage them to read as much as they can in English. But if they find a paragraph or a passage or a word that they don't understand, then the translation feature is there to help. It's like, what we hear is lots of the time that students have a buddy sitting next to them who can help them with words they don't understand. This is a bit like having that buddy, but for every student without having to worry anyone else.
I love that explanation of that. It's just like having a buddy beside you that, you're right, you don't want to translate the whole thing for them. You just want a selected area. That's cool.
That is it. So I'm going to show real quick. We briefly talked about this earlier, and I think I showed. I don't think I need it. I think everybody will know and how to use Mote. And I think the key thing is nothing has changed. All of the recording functionality is still there. But we did want to talk about our read aloud capability in Google Forms, Shelly. And I think this is where I was going to pass over to you.
Yeah, I'm going to present my screen, and it just takes a few seconds for me to get there. But so in Google Forms, this is a form that I had already created. And when I go up here and click on the Mote icon, you have an option of either turning it off to text-to-speech off, and so that will not have read aloud on, or I can turn text-to-speech on, and I'm also going to turn on allow translation. So when I hit that, you know that it's turned on because Mote gives you a nice little sentence here, read aloud and translation enabled with Mote. So this is just like any other form you can see, but when I go over to preview, now my students are able to select what they want to hear. I guess you can't hear it, but it is very nice. And then they can keep going down and reading. Again, it highlights the words just like Will had talked about before, and it reads the question and answer choices. So this is what the students will see. They also can do translation. With translation, you are holding down. I know you don't see me holding down, but I am holding like a long click on the read aloud, and then you can pick a language. So I'm going to pick Spanish down here, US Spanish, and then again, it translates it. Students an option. I hate that you can't hear it, but it gives students an option to, again, pick and choose what they want translated or have it read in English. So nice and so easy. You can't really mess it up. It's just easy.
And this has been one that's been really popular. And thank you for showing it, because this really, this is the starting of a journey for us, and we've been really pleased with the response. We had a question from Jordana. Hey, Jordana. Thank you for your question. So the question was like, does it work in Canvas quizzes? So I think Jordana was sort of asking more about read aloud in general, and then kind of what we're showing. So Rose, I'll take this one. So we have been looking to make the new read aloud experience in Canvas quizzes work almost as well, in fact, or as well as we've had read aloud working in Google Forms. Now, I think we're pretty good on the way there, but I would love to get your feedback, Jordana, and anyone else who's seen Canvas in terms of what you've seen. But I think as Alex Isaacs responded very helpfully, that one of the reasons that we have the select area tool is, basically, websites are created in all sorts of different ways. And so many websites will work really, really well with the read aloud functionality. But if you or your students ever encounter something that doesn't quite work as expected, that's one of the powerful things you can do with the select areas. Always select that area, always hear it. It's quite a helpful fallback or even like default option in some of these places.
It kind of goes back to the reason why select area is my favorite. Like
exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It works exactly. It works so well pretty much everywhere. So we've been really happy about that.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Brilliant. Well, the next thing I wanted to do, I was just going to share, because one of the other things that we're super pleased that we've launched recently is a complete overhaul and upgrade of the community site at Mote. So community.mote.com is a brand new website. It's powered by a platform called Circle. And we know that some other edtech companies have used this platform. It's been very successful for them. I want to give a big shout out to Alex Isaacs, who is out there. We know.
It looks so good.
And he's been terrific in helping to drive the creation of these new certifications. So we have a whole bunch of certifications that are tailored to specific skill areas, because we know some people are really interested in voice feedback. Some people are really interested in accommodation, special education, language learners, dictation, translation. So we've tried to create this set of different certifications that will that hopefully fit for the needs of every educator at your school. And I would encourage anyone who is a learning technologist, instructional technologist, to try these out themselves, but also then to share them with colleagues who are looking for ways to level up. You get a certificate, you get a little badge that you can share on your profile. And then more generally, we really think that this community can be really beneficial. I certainly spend a lot of time listening to the feedback that we get there. And we'd love to see more dialogue and interaction and sort of community support. So do please check it out. And next, that I actually wanted to talk a bit about some Q&A that we've received, because any questions that we get. So we've already had a couple of questions submitted thank you for Jordana. If there are any others out there, please let us know. But some of the questions that we received in the sort of lead up to today, the first one was, does Read Aloud work with PDFs? So I think I foreshadowed this earlier, and I am going to, let's see. Yes. Okay, perfect. So this is a example of a PDF, and I want to show how easy it is to use. So this is a PDF actually embedded in a website. So this is you can tell, it's a URL, and the URL finishes with a .pdf. So this is an embedded PDF. So right now, we have a great solution, which is you can use the select area function.
Butterflies have a complete life cycle.
You heard that? You did? Yeah.
That was me.
Just guessing. Okay, I see. Yeah, brilliant. I think that's it. This is slightly less automated Read Aloud. So I'm going to turn my light on. It's getting a bit dark here. So this works really well, and this will work on any PDF document that you have in a browser. And so this is ready to go. You can check this out. So again, as long as the text is in English. Now, in addition to that, we are working on a full solution for any PDF. So whether it be embedded as a website or it be like something you can click to download, we know how important this is, and we want to provide a full support. So it is one of the top features that we're working on this quarter, and I hope to be able to roll this out by the end of March. And that will enable you or your students to have a Read Aloud on any PDF. Cool. Any questions on PDFs? What do you think? Do you think that'll be popular, actually?
You're saying the difference would be right now we can do it with the select tool, but in the future we're going to be able to use the play button.
Exactly. It will work just like, like a play button, like you can play a whole page, almost as if it was a Google Doc, right? So with the Google Doc, you can click at the top of the page and just play it.
Or the students can choose where they want to start reading. It'll be just that same functionalities on a PDF. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Right. Now, the next question I'm quite excited about because, oops. So it was just submitted just before. Well, I was just thinking about this earlier today, and I was talking to our team, and we've got a solution. So can I use Mote Read Aloud with blind and visually impaired students? And the short answer is yes. And please, we'd love to hear your feedback on how that goes. So last year, we went through a whole process of getting certified for accessibility, which means that Mote does work with screen readers. It's WCAG, I think, is the framework we're certified. So, and we've rolled that forward into Mote Read Aloud. One of the cool things that means is, and I know some of you guys are really into your productivity hacking. So, so productivity hacks is also really useful for screen readers and for visually impaired students, because I can actually activate the Mote screen reader without using the mouse. So you can see this is my mouse. So I'm not going to touch it. There's the cursor, and I'm simply going to use a keyboard shortcut to open the Mote Chrome Extension, or the Mote Play sidebar. And you can see that the first button there that's highlighted is the play button. Now, if I click, and so actually you can't see that, partly because I think it was previously highlighted, but it was playing the audio aloud. In fact, let me just refresh the page just so you can see that again, because I think it is worth seeing. So there we go. So we've got, again, so I'm not using the thing, but let's just try that. Okay, this is where my demo failed me,
No.
but but in essence, so this is rolling out. So we now have the ability to, as I say, open the Mote Chrome extension. You can see it's highlighted.
There you go.
Play. Okay, and there it is. It's playing the audio as I speak. So that feature actually will be rolling out in the next release. So it will be end of this week or early next week. But again, if you are working with students who are visually impaired, we would love to hear about your experience, hear what they say, and see what more we can do to support visually impaired students. Cool. The next question, can I disable translation? Can you guess, Shelly, who would have sent this question? What kind of teacher do you think?
Probably an ESL or something like that, that is thinking, I don't need my students to know that translation. What?
Yeah, we do hear this a lot. That's right. Yeah, so we do understand if you're teaching a language, if you're teaching Spanish
Language
or French,
learners, anything like
English,
that.
then sometimes you don't want to have translation enabled. Now, what Shelly showed you earlier is what Shelly showed earlier was a example of Mote Read Aloud in Google Forms, and you remember she did like enable the translation feature. So that is one example of where we have implemented this translation control. Right now, with the sidebar, translation is always enabled if the student has the sidebar. We are going to be implementing a set of controls that will give you as a teacher control over which functionalities your students can have, and that will be coming in the next few months. So the short answer is yes, absolutely, you can disable it in Google Forms, and in the future you'll be able to disable it on other sites as well. Before I go on, actually, there was a great question here from Jordana. What keys are you pressing to open and play? Which is an excellent question. There is a Mote help article on this. What I am pressing, so I have a Mac, and the way this is complicated, but on a Mac I have to press Control, Shift, and M. I think on a PC, I'm going to look, and I think you press Alt, Shift, and M.
Yeah, it's usually Alt.
So Alt, Shift, M is on a PC. So, but yeah, there is a article about that on the Mote website. So you can open right now. You can open it with that shortcut, but to actually play, you'll have to click. But that will change in the next release. Can I achieve a Mote Read Aloud certification? And yes, you absolutely can. So one of the certifications that we've rolled out on the community site and the new academy is a Mote Read Aloud certification, and I would love to see folks check that out and take that certification, because I think it's probably the best single way to get up to speed with all this functionality, to test it in a very low risk environment, and then so you'll be in a position to share this with all of your colleagues as well. Right, my voice is a bit hoarse.
Because it's late there too.
You're going to answer the next
Wonderful
question.
though. That was such a great demo of all the new features.
Well, I think we're almost at time. So
Yeah.
Jordana says it works, so that's awesome. So yes, it does work, and like I say, we'll have a little bit more functionality, so the ability to just hit the spacebar to play coming soon. You can also use the tab. So actually, I'll show you. This is like, again, not to tempt the demo gods, but so if I press Control M, so I can tab through these like this, right? So if I were to click there, this can open, and then yeah, I can tab through here as well. So there's all this sort of control that's really great for sort of screen reader support, because it can scroll through these functions. Okay, that is about it for today. I want to thank everyone who joined. I know everyone's super busy, and anyone who's joining after the fact, if you're joining and watching this on demand, thank you. And you know where to find us. And that is it. So do please go ahead and check out. I'm just going to click on my desktop screen. Do go ahead and try out Mote 2.0. We really hope you're going to love it. But also, more importantly, we really hope you're going to give us your feedback and let us know what you'd like to see and how you'd like us to develop this, because we're really excited. We think there's so much potential to make a really awesome product experience to reduce and remove those barriers to learning. So please stay with us on that journey. And it's bye-bye from me. Thanks very much.
It's bye for me too.
Take care. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.